Easy. I'm just telling you what I see.
You know, I do sometimes. I think I've inherited it from Danny. How it... Oh, no.
So, our story begins with Claire arriving at this old, creaky house, the kind just oozes with history. The paint's peeling off the walls, the windows are covered in dust, and the whole place feels like it's holding on to secret. Claire's not just any visitor, though. She's a psychic medium, and she's here on a mission to find out what really happened to her sister, who was murdered in this very house. Claire steps inside, and immediately she feels it, this heavy, oppressive atmosphere. It's like the house itself is alive, watching her, waiting. She tries to steady her nerves, but it's tough. The place is dead silent, except for the occasional creak of the floorboards under her feet. Every room she enters feels colder than the last, like the warmth has been sucked out, leaving nothing but this chilling void. As she moves through the house, she starts picking up on these strange vibes. You know, like she's not alone. There's something here. Something watching her from the shadows. Claire's senses are on high alert, and she starts to see these little flashes of the past. They're not clear, more like glimpses. Her sister laughing, then suddenly fear in her eyes. But just as quickly as they appear, they're gone, leaving Claire more on edge than ever. She finally reaches the room where her sister was found. This is where everything went down, and you can feel it in the air. The walls seem to close in on her as she steps inside, her heart pounding in her chest. Claire knows this is it. This is where she'll find the answers she's been looking for. And then it happens. Claire's powers kick in, and she's thrown into a vision, more intense than anything she's ever experienced. It's like she's there, in the moment, watching everything unfold. She sees her sister, alive and well, but there's this sense of dread hanging over her. Claire tries to call out, warn her, but she can't. She's just an observer, powerless to change what's about to happen. Her sister is in the room, and then out of nowhere, a figure appears. Someone she knows, someone she trusts. But there's something off, something dark and twisted. The figure approaches her sister, and there's this moment of realization in her sister's eyes. She knows what's about to happen, but it's too late. Figure strikes, and the last thing Claire sees before the vision fades is her sister's lifeless body on the floor, the light in her eyes extinguished. Claire snaps back to reality, gasping for air. She's drenched in sweat, heart racing. The vision was so real, so vivid that for a moment she forgot where she was. But now, she's more determined than ever to find out who did this and why. As she catches her breath, Claire starts to notice things she didn't see before. Small, subtle clues that were hidden in plain sight. A smudge of blood on the wall, a piece of jewelry her sister always wore, now lying forgotten under the bed. It's like the house itself is helping her, guiding her toward the truth. But it's not just the supernatural she has to worry about. There's someone else in the town. Someone who doesn't want her digging into the past. It starts small, an eerie feeling of being watched, whispers in the dark when no one's around. But then it escalates. One night, Claire finds a note slipped under her door, the ink smeared as if written in haste. It reads, "Leave now, or you'll end up like her." Claire's shaken, but she's not about to back down. This is her sister we're talking about. She digs deeper, and as she does, she starts to piece together a picture that's darker and more twisted than she ever imagined. The town isn't as innocent as it seems, and there are people who will do anything to keep their secrets buried. One night, Claire's alone in the house, going over what she's found. She's exhausted, but she can't stop now. She's so close to the truth, she can feel it. But then, the temperature drops suddenly, and the hairs on the back of her neck stand up. She's not alone. There's a loud bang from downstairs, and Claire's heart skips a beat. She grabs the nearest object, a heavy, old candlestick, and slowly makes her way to the stairs. The house is silent, but there's this tension in the air, like something's about to snap. As she reaches the bottom of the stairs, she hears it. Footsteps, slow and deliberate, moving through the house. Whoever it is, they're not trying to be quiet. They want her to know they're there. Claire's pulse is racing as she creeps through the dark, her breath coming in short, sharp bursts. She rounds the corner, and there, standing in the middle of the room, is a figure dressed in black. Their face is hidden in the shadows, but Claire can feel the malice radiating off them. This is the person who's been trying to scare her off, the one who's been sending the notes. But Claire isn't scared. She's angry. This person knows what happened to her sister, and she's not leaving until she gets answers. The figure takes a step toward her. Claire grips the candlestick tighter. But before either of them can make a move, there's a sudden gust of wind and the lights flicker. For a moment, the room is plunged into darkness, and when the lights come back on, the figure is gone, vanished into thin air. Claire's left standing there, her heart pounding, trying to make sense of what just happened. She doesn't have time to dwell on it. She knows now that she's not dealing with just one enemy. There are forces at work here, both human and supernatural, and they're closing in on her. Determined, Claire starts putting the pieces together. Every vision, every clue has led her to this moment. The killer isn't who she thought it was. It's someone close, someone she never would have suspected. The betrayal cuts deep, but Claire doesn't let it break her. She knows what she has to do. In the final confrontation, Claire faces off against the killer. There's this intense showdown, where everything she's learned and everything she's fought for comes crashing together. The killer is someone who was supposed to protect her sister, but instead betrayed her in the worst way possible. Claire's abilities allow her to turn the tables, using the killer's own guilt and fear against them. The truth is finally out, and Claire gets the closure she's been searching for. But it comes at a cost. The town is forever changed, and so is Claire. She's not the same person who walked into that house all those days ago. She's seen too much, experienced too much. But she knows one thing for sure. She did right by her sister. And that's all that matters. As Claire walks away from the house for the last time, there's this sense of finality. The ghosts of the past have been laid to rest, but the scars remain. She'll carry them with her, a reminder of the darkness she faced and the strength it took to overcome it. And so, that's where we leave Claire, forever changed but at peace, knowing she did everything she could to bring justice for her sister. The darkness may have followed her for a time. Now, she's ready to step into the light, leaving the past behind once and for all.